it almost robs her of like the rest of her game because she's such a good floor, she has her overall floor game. She's racking up.
Caitlyn Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA.
Caitlyn, congratulations on an amazing season. Rookie of the Year is a big honor. You deserve it. Congratulations.
NBA greats such as Nikola Jokic are supporting Caitlyn Clark, while WNBA veterans like Shaq, Steph LeBron, and Pat Bev are hitting her with elbows and an attitude. The applause is obvious and transformative.
I'm excited for her to be here. I think it brings a lot of excitement to the city, and a city with a lot of young talent already as it is, and adding her, she's one of the faces of women's basketball.
She's not just playing, she's taking charge and forcing even the most resilient NBA players to acknowledge it.
For me to see it in person, she's legit. She's the best, so she's the GOAT. So
no, this is the most emotionally unavailable MVP in NBA history. We're talking about a man who responds to winning titles as if someone just told him his laundry is done, and even he couldn't keep quiet. Nikola Jokic, the man who literally treats microphones like they've insulted his family, just broke his silence to publicly praise Caitlyn Clark, and not with some evasive dull she's good type line.
Well, Nikola Jokic is the MVP of the league. He's the best player in the world. He's been the best player in the world for the last few years. You know who he has a shoe deal with? I'm going to tell you here in a minute.
You are aware of what he stated. The fact that he publicly stated all of this about a rookie in the WNBA is a headline in and of itself. He called Caitlyn Clark's mental toughness one of the most impressive things he's seen in years. Not her shooting, her popularity, or her mind. And coming from Jokic, that is next level. This is a man who hardly tweets and has never pumped up an NBA teammate like that.
I was really in awe of the game,
Pulls it back, knocks it down.
I'm saying men and women's college basketball, she's probably the most impressive.
And the words he used, he essentially says that Clark doesn't do all that she plays. She believes she competes and wins. In Jokic language, that's like giving a TED Talk. It wasn't just a compliment, it was a statement that took aim at all the noise, drama, and narrative that are currently circulating around the WNBA.
Women's basketball, and for her to be here and under the same roof, I think is really exciting for me, and I think a lot of people in our organization, and just look forward to, watching her grow throughout the process.
What's more bizarre is that this isn't a publicity stunt. Jokic didn't say it on the red carpet at a press conference or in an attempt to make headlines. He said it when asked, and he meant every word. He praised her for her ability to ignore criticism, take hits, and remain focused. And then he dropped the biggest bomb of all. She's the most impressive college player I've watched, men or women. That's coming from a two-time MVP, and I don't care what anyone says. That is huge.
Watching her get better, looking forward to actually being able to cheer for her now. Now she's with the good.
And pay attention to the numbers that support it. Let that sink in. Caitlyn Clark is almost averaging triple doubles in her rookie season. She is scoring, helping, rebounding, and doing it all while making it seem simple. She is being referred to as floor game elite by experts and fans alike. She is not only making logo threes, she is directing the entire offense and timing the game like an experienced point guard who manipulates defenders to create angles where none exist.
I think she put up 2 feet beyond half court, so for me to see it in person, she's legit. She's the best, so she's the GOAT, so her skill set far exceeds everything.
As well as Luka Doncic, the man who almost invented sarcasm in footwear. He even made jokes about Caitlyn, saying that she was a better shooter than me. This man trash talks defenders before crossing them up, and even he had to bow down to Clark's shot. That's not hype, that's genuine recognition, but Lucas doesn't say that about anyone.
Caitlyn Clark, she's not the tallest, she doesn't have a crazy frame that, but she got women's basketball on lock right now. And she hasn't really been in a while.
Tyrese Halliburton, who has emerged as Indiana's NBA pride and joy, said that having Caitlyn in the city is like watching two superstars grow up together. He's not mistaken. Their chemistry is genuine even off the court, and their games complement one another, adding something unique to Indiana basketball. Halliburton genuinely stated that he has been watching more WNBA games lately in order to track Clark's journey, which has an influence and crossover appeal.
And she hasn't really been in a while, and a lot of people haven't seen a lot of it. Anything that happens with her is going to be magnified, right? Which is great for the WNBA.
And let's take a moment to discuss her range. She routinely pulls up from 2 feet behind the half court without missing a single lucky shot, as if it were part of the offense. Kobe White, who witnessed it live, didn't even try to play it cool. Instead, he called her the GOAT, and you could tell he meant it. The reaction was unfiltered, demonstrating the kind of respect NBA players don't give away for free.
She has her overall, floor game. She's racking up close to triple doubles every night, and her shooting ability is, it's her super.
Perhaps the most astounding aspect of all of this, though, is how much her journey has resembled Jokic's, despite the fact that they were treated as though they were on separate planets and that big corporations ignored and undervalued them. Even with all of his rings and MVPs, Jokic never signed a Nike contract because he was too flashy and unmarketable. Instead, he signed with a company that most people can't even pronounce, 360 Degree. Meanwhile, Clark did the same thing. Nike passed on her early, and then she blows up in the league, breaks records, fills arenas, and signs a historic 8-figure contract. Nike is now playing catch-up in the hopes that she will be the face of their entire women's line.
What she's doing is unbelievable. She was using her hang dribble just to read if she was going to be able to blow by her defender or not, and she was just doing step backs and side steps and dribbling in the lane, dribbling back out, and then shooting threes. But it started with
Jokic and Clark both play with this quiet genius. They don't need to outsmart anyone. They pause, read, and think before destroying. They set traps with their eyes. They control the tempo. They outsmart everyone on the floor. That's a rare quality. And they both possess it. What's shocking is that analysts are actually comparing their playing styles.
And she's fearless. No shot is a bad shot.
LeBron literally referred to Caitlyn as his favorite WNBA player and went on to say that she was the most impressive college player he had ever seen, men or women, from a man who was already a worldwide celebrity before even joining the NBA. Victor Wanyama is the most anticipated rookie since LeBron. That's not just a compliment, it's a career-defining endorsement.
Her skill set far exceeds everything.
But let's be clear, he wasn't offering praise to appear encouraging or forward-thinking, and this wasn't charity work. Jokic noticed something genuine in Caitlyn's reading of the game, so feel free to label it anything you want. Buzz and excitement in the media. But when Nikola Jokic speaks up, Luka Doncic gives up the shooting title, and Wemby elevates you beyond any college player he has ever seen. Something genuine is taking place. This isn't just about potential anymore. It's already here.
She was like, she's not gonna hit that shot, and bam, like damn, she's not gonna hit that shot, man. Like if I say 10 times you're not gonna hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you.
Let's talk about how ridiculous it is that Caitlyn Clark is getting elbows harder than a UFC fighter in her first season in the WNBA. This isn't from the defense, rather it's from the league, and she should be encouraging, but the WNBA veterans are treating her like she stole their endorsement deals. The NBA legends, the big names, the real deal enter a room in silence, and the fake types are supporting her as if she were one of their own.
All the criticism and everything that's going on, fairly well. Like, sure. She never let nothing knock her off her square, man.
They got Indiana games.
Yeah, I just saw the interview when she was. They asked her about not being on the Olympic team. She was like,
what a great answer she gave.
Great answer.
NBA stars are literally creating a protective circle around her as if she were basketball royalty. And they're not just clapping politely, they're speaking with their chests. Meanwhile, WNBA players are giving her side eyes and muttering passive-aggressive shade during press conferences. This isn't even subtle. One minute they're talking about respecting the vets. The next they're hip-checking her in midair as if she just insulted their mom.
Put your blinders on, go to work, show up to work, punch your clock in, prepare yourself, work on your game, work on your craft, kind of keep your mouth shut, and just learn from the vets. When they ask, you voice your opinion.
Shaquille O'Neal, a man who never holds back when speaking, appeared on Angel Reese's podcast and acknowledged that he had doubts about Caitlyn. He stated several times that she wouldn't make that shot, but after seeing her pull up and drain, it was a free throw, he had to backtrack and simply said, "You're the truth." And you've arrived if Shaq, the 4-time NBA champion and walking wall of domination, has to retract his remarks live on television due to your actions on just the floor?
From the range, the confidence, the flair, she's a performer. It's crazy though, just because her shot is like that, it's at that level. if you really watch, like, her floor game is as impressive.
Let's now discuss Patrick Beverley, the NBA's unofficial minister of mayhem. He has made a career out of driving players insane. He once called out teammates on his own team and stared down LeBron as if he had a death wish. He even said that the hits Caitlyn was taking were borderline dirty. For Pat Bev to acknowledge that you're the one being targeted means it's gone too far, which is equivalent to Gordon Ramsay saying that your kitchen is too chaotic and that if the Chaos King believes you're being wronged, it's officially red alert.
You know, but I'm rooting for Caitlyn because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills. I hope Aaliyah Boston does amazing. You know, I hope they do great.
Then there is Draymond Green, who is always willing to share his knowledge of basketball history with you whether you ask or not. He stated that while Caitlyn is advancing the WNBA, people should remember who laid the groundwork. However, this wasn't a slight or a dig. Rather, it was the first time someone truly showed respect for the Trailblazers and admiration for what Caitlyn is doing now. And honestly, that's the balance that everyone else should be aiming for. It's not that difficult to recognize greatness when it's in front of you without acting like you're being replaced. Now, this next one is what really sent waves of shock. Michael Porter, a former NBA champion and certified shooter, claimed that Caitlyn could make threes in the NBA. Let's take a moment to clarify that he didn't say she's good for the WNBA. Rather, he said that she would make threes in the NBA. This was the first time that an active NBA player had made such a comment about a WNBA player. Even pros are admitting that she could hang with them in their league. Caitlyn is just getting started. Please share your thoughts in the comments section and subscribe for more uncensored sports drama.